Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel. I'm Erica. Today's video is a collab with Bentley House Minis. We are doing a prompt collab. She has a prompt book, has all of these different little words, and you get to pick which one you wanted. And I had reached out to her, and I'm so thankful because this is amazing. She's like one of my favorite miniaturists, and I get to make a video with her, so that's awesome. And I picked the word castle, and like I literally wanted to build like a freaking big castle, but you know, 2 weeks to build a freaking big castle, it was not possible. So I settled for a sand castle. So let's get started. I'm gonna start building my castle, and this is what I've come up with. I am going to glue on some of these little bitty spools of thread that are empty because I sew all the time. So I just glue these together to get the height that I want, because I want my castle to be big. I want it to be really, really tall. Not really, but tall enough. And then this is a yogurt cup that's empty. It's the Great Value one. It was strawberry. It's delicious, but the peach is my favorite out of these size cups. So I'm just gonna glue them like that, and since it has like a little lip right here, I'm just going to glue it on the lip, and I'm going to find a little bit more glue and squeeze it in there. Like you see, I did it on the lip, and I did it like right up against it so it can be smushed together. Now I'm going to make another spool. It's probably not going to be the exact same height as the other one, or at least the exact same width as the other one, because I don't know where those ones are. So I'm just going to take these ones. They're a little bit smaller. You can't see. There you go. It's a little bit smaller. And I'm just gluing it all the way around. And I'm just going to glue it just like that. And I'm going to glue it to the lip again, because glue a little bit right there, so when I press up against it. So now I'm going to glue it to a piece of cereal box. Now I think I'm going to add my K-cup on top of the yogurt, because I think it'll give it some height. Now I have these, and they come from, like, you know, when you prick your finger to test your blood. I have several of these, actually. I'm not a diabetic, but I live in a house full of diabetics. Now I'm just going to add some glue. Now I'm just going to go ahead and glue on those little bitty needle caps all the way around it. This part was very tedious with the hot glue, and I got it on there pretty good, but I say that if you're going to do it with that, you're going to need to add a lot of hot glue to make it stick. And now I'm just going to paper mache it, which I'm just using regular school glue. And I'm using a paintbrush that I don't love because I don't want to use the paintbrushes that I do love, because this does get messy. And it did take a little long to dry, but not completely. And the reason why I paper mache'd it is because a lot of this is cardboard. Like the cone for like the roof part is cardboard. It's like a cereal box material, and then the rest of it is basically plastic. Even the spools are plastic, along with the little blue caps are plastic, and they have like a little indentation detail engraved in it. So I wanted to cover that up, so when I add my mixture on top and when I paint it, so this just made it like kind of like I don't know, it just like made it all together where it made it a little bit easier. And I even paper mache'd the bottom of the cardboard. And the reason why I left it so wide was just because I felt like it was going to make it a little bit easier to, you know, like add stuff if I wanted to add stuff. So yeah, that's basically all that I'm doing is paper macheing it. I only paper mache'd it, I think, twice. And if you are familiar with my channel, or if you're new, I like to recycle items, and I'm always saving my spools because, I don't know, it's like, why not recycle? I mean, it's basically free because you've already paid for the items. You use the items, you might as well recycle it. And recycling is so much fun. There's so much trash that you can use to make really cool things, and that is why I use this. And along with those little caps, like those little caps are super cool because you can also use them for like the bottom of furniture for like your dollhouse miniatures, whether it's like 1/6 scale or 1/12 scale. I mean, like, you could still use it for anything. I even made cupcakes out of these before. I really like these. Like, they're just super cute. They're my favorite. They do have like different needle caps where they're just like round and they're flat-ish, and they're not as three-dimensional as these ones, and this is why I picked the blue ones over the other ones. Now I'm taking this little weird little doodad. I don't know what it is. I guess you can make shelves or something with it. To me, it looked like a shovel or like a spatula. Well, it has like a hole at the back of it, and there's like little holes in the metal part of it. So I just went ahead and I paper mache'd it too. That's basically all that I did, was I paper mache'd it just so it would be like sealed, and then I could just like paint over it, which I will do. And there's this other one that kind of has like these little round edges, which is super weird, but yet cool. Now I'm gonna go ahead and paint the castle a chestnut brown by Apple Barrel, and I went with a darker color. I don't know why, I just felt like it would be better if I went with a darker color. I don't think I could really tell a difference completely. And if you didn't have like those little bitty caps that I was talking about, you could probably get away with using pony beads. I just couldn't find my pony beads, and I would rather use those little caps anyway. So if you couldn't tell already, I'm making a sand castle, and now I'm just going to take this Dollar Tree white decorative sand. It's not brown. I've had this white one forever, and I keep it like in a little spice container just because you might as well, right? So I'm just going to mix it in a bowl with some of this brown paint, and I'm just trying to get in a sand color. I do mix a little bit more of the sand because I don't want it to be mushy. I kind of want it to be like when you're making glitter. I'm also going to add in a creamy color just to make it a little bit lighter because it is a little bit dark and it kind of looks like that yucky brown stuff that comes from sewage, I guess you could say. You know, like, I don't know. They're just like those weird rock things that are just like powder. But anyways, now I'm just going to go ahead and I'm just going to add the school glue on top of my castle, and I'm doing it in layers individually, and I'm just going to sprinkle it on top. Now I feel like if this was a smaller castle, I could get away with painting the whole entire thing and dusting it into, or dipping it into the sand. But I didn't do that because my castle is huge. So this did take a while, and now I'm doing like what you would do for a stocking, like if you were going to write the name in glitter and glue. That's basically what I'm doing here, except for there's no glitter. It's just glue and sand. The windows were tough. Like, oh my goodness. Like, you can tell, like, some of them turn into blobs, and it was just like, what the heck? And right here, I'm trying to make, like, a sand glass. Is it called sand glass? Sea glass. Yeah, that's what I'm trying to do. And I'm just taking Mod Podge, and I am going to mix it with some craft paint, and I'm putting it in a plastic container, and I'm just going to let it sit until it gets a little bit hard. And those little stars you can get at Dollar Tree, they're just beads, and I painted them to look like seashells. And now I'm just going to go ahead and decorate my castle. I think I only made 3, I don't know why I said seashells, but I meant starfishes. And now I'm just going to take this plastic divider that you get from like school, and you like divide your stuff and everything, and I'm just using the blue one because it's also going to kind of give it like a sea glass kind of look, and it was just super easy. And I'm just using, I think, tacky glue for this. I think I used tacky glue to add on everything. My tacky glue is so old that I'm using my silicone tool to dip it into the container and like spread it on there. And the tacky glue does work really well. I mean, like, it just depends on what you use. Now that fake sea glass is ready, and I'm just pulling it out and I'm kneading it because it is still kind of mushy, but if you knead it, you can knead it like clay, and then you can cut it with your scissors. And I'm going to use this to decorate the archway for the door. I just wanted it to pop a little bit because it was like kind of bland, and I think it looks good now. And the seashells are basically stairs. Now this pink little thing is bubbles, and I'm just going to cut the top part off, and this is going to make a simple little bucket. Thank you, Era, for doing this collab with me. It was very fun. I would love to do another collab with you in the future. I cannot wait to see what you recreated. And everyone, check the description box down below to go check out her video of what she created with the word castle. Bye guys, and thank you so much for watching.